Crunch.
Now he's froze out. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Craft Beer Going Wild. Just lost my co-host there, who I'm sure will log back in out of Chicago. This is Rod J. in Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky.
I am Thomas Metal 75 from the Massachusetts Beer Review channel of YouTube, located in southeastern Massachusetts.
And I'm Ronald, or Jay, depending who you talk to, with Louisiana Beer Reviews, and guess where? Louisiana.
Yeah, Jay's like our witness guy of witness protection down there, so depending on who you talk to, you'll find him.
Yes, correct.
But welcome back to another show. I don't know what the number is. Crunch usually says what the number is, but once Crunch jumps in, he can kind of hit on that as well. So tonight we were going to take a look at some beers that were at least 9% ABV. Last week, Crunch had us drinking Shandies, and you didn't miss much there, Jay. So
No, the flavored beers, as Jay would call them.
We might as well just drink them.
I don't hate Shandies. I mean, I don't look for them, but I was trying to get to the hotel in time to do the hangout with y'all.
Mm-hmm.
But actually, I didn't get to the hotel till like 11 o'clock. So I was like, that's not going to happen.
Yeah. Well, we might as well drink Kool-Aid, which we drank last week. So
Kool-Aid and vodka, right?
Yeah. And there's Crunch in Chicago. You want to introduce
All right.
him?
I see we're live now. Great. All right, well, welcome to another episode of Craft Beers Gone Wild, number 14.
See, I told you he'd
Right?
give you the number.
14, just like the ABVs of my beers.
Wow.
I got the big guns out tonight. We got Mr. Rod J. picking this week, and he said he's going big time. So
I should have probably said we covered some of that because you were out.
I'm Coach Chris here in Chicago. A couple of my buddies here. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
I'm Bruce Winston. Chris Kelch.
Hello.
Good job. All right. What do we got on the other side of the river there, Mr. Rod?
Well, I was going to say, we already did our intros when you were faded out, so everybody knows who I am and Jay is and Eric are. So we're up to speed now.
What are you drinking tonight, Mr. Rod J?
Well, I had one yesterday, and I decided to have one again tonight, and I got another one there, too, but the first one I have, I just dropped one. All right.
Uh-oh.
Anderson Valley out of Boonville, California. This is the Brothers David Triple
Nice.
Abbey Style Ale.
Excellent.
So what do you got there, Eric?
I have a 2014, says bottled on December 1st, 2014, the Founders Imperial Stout. It's not the breakfast stout. It's not the Kentucky breakfast stout, just their
The
everyday
Imperial Stout.
Imperial Stout. It is 90 IBUs, 10.5 ABV, and even though I am aging it, it does say that its availability is between January and February every year, and part of their description says, put another log on the fire, sit back and enjoy the friendship of this ultimate winter warmer. So I'm drinking this at the wrong time of the year, but I still think it's good anyway.
That's one of the best stouts I've ever had.
I would agree.
I forgot to say that this one is actually, I think, a 10% ABV, so I don't think I said that, but
Awesome.
All right, and I went ahead and brought the Rodenbach beer here at a whopping 9. No.
Uh-oh.
it's not the IBU, it's the ABV.
All right, Molavak. Want to go for that?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, you know this
It's
one?
No, I don't.
percent by volume.
What is
Huh?
it?
All right.
It's in a bottle with a cool label. That's all I know.
Molotov cocktail here, my guys, at 13%
Oh, you got some
alcohol.
evil twin, huh?
Oh, I thought you said rodent bug.
He did at first, but he switched to evil twin.
Oh, okay. Oh, I was going to say
Yeah.
the box only 6%.
Yeah, I usually start off with a Molotov cocktail at one of the restaurants we usually go to.
Evil Twin
I had,
Brewery.
I had the Molotov Light one time. It was really good.
Yeah. There's actually a double one now, a double Molotov. It's like
I'm
18%.
getting told by review under influence Jordan that for
Just
some
joined.
reason It's not letting.
Jordan, what's going on, man? Nice to finally meet you.
Yeah, great to meet y'all.
You're here. Sweet.
How you guys doing?
Good,
Alright.
good. So, not to cut Crunch off right there, but Jordan is actually one of our newer people on the Hangout now. He's actually out of Canada. So you want to introduce yourself?
Jordan from Reviewing Under the Influence, Northern Alberta, Canada. Yeah, pretty much it. Been reviewing for about 2 years, so yeah.
Excellent. Welcome aboard.
All right. Well, welcome. Welcome. We're glad to have the neighbors from the north join us.
The
I think this is the
Canadian.
first time we've had Canadian on Canada on here. Canadian. We've had people from. Where do we have people from? Overseas, didn't we? Did we have somebody on from?
England,
Maybe not.
Australia.
I know I was on earlier this week with some of the guys out of England. That was pretty cool. So I was on there with Bluegrass. Not Blue. Is it Blue? No.
Blue Nose.
Harry Meadows, Blue Nose.
Blue Nose.
And caught up with him for the first time. Caught up with Kent, and then a couple other people. So I missed Dean and them on there. But yeah, that was kind of cool. So I'm going to be on their England broadcast next Tuesday.
Excellent.
I think you had band practice. You said.
Yeah, I did on Tuesday night.
So what beer did you bring, Jordan? I'm gonna get Jay's in too.
I brought Cuvée du Chateau from Castile.
Wow.
What's the ABV on that one?
11%.
Oh, big boy.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Best priced beer on the market, I think. We're paying $12 Canadian for a 11% 750 ml. So what is that? $9 American?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't get much better than that.
What did you get, Jay?
Someone gave this to me. We kind of did a little trade. It's 2015 Narwhal,
Nice.
Oh, nice.
and it's 10.2, I think. Sierra Nevada Narwhal, 10.2%. Yeah,
Oh, was that brought to you by Peter?
Pete. Oh no, a guy, David, who lives in Jefferson Parish. We did some little. It wasn't a trade because I just gave him some stuff, and he gave me some stuff. But neither person expected the other person to reciprocate, which is the way I like to do it. I don't like I give you something, I expect you to give me something. I don't go.
Right.
It makes me uncomfortable.
Fair trade.
This was just like 2 gifts. But he gave me a couple of these, so I drank one already about a month ago. So I'm happy to drink the second one here in the heat of summer.
Yep.
You'll help me sleep better tonight.
All right, so who would like to start this evening?
Well, I'm going to pour mine, so if somebody wants to start. You know what I didn't realize before? I was doing some research, and in a lot of our places here, they pour stuff down the side of the glass, and you're supposed to pour it straight down the middle. And when you pour down the side of the glass, it actually gets the beer more bloated, so you end up suffering from it. But down the middle, you let it settle, and down the middle, all the way till you get all the way in there, it releases more of the protein and gases. Just something interesting I didn't realize for some reason before.
Oh, I get in endless controversies with people who lecture me at least once a week on, I like your videos, but I wish you'd learn how to pour beer. Or then some people will start off their comment with, hey, idiot, learn how to pour beer.
Those are always the friendly ones there. But yeah, they said it's how I used to do it, like when they did it overseas and stuff. And they're used to like a long pour for their beers.
Yep.
Because of
The
that.
straight-in pour is something that many brewers recommend, but I think people don't read zithology books. They just think they know everything, I guess. I pour mine straight down the middle, and I'm very pleased with that experience.
I just poured this one straight down the middle, and it came out pretty much with a nice size head on it and everything, and for a triple.
Yeah.
So mine, actually, Jordan talked about the price. This was actually one that I got on a deal that they didn't even know what they really had there. This thing was like $1 for this beer.
Oh.
For a 10% Belgian triple.
What?
So at one of our local places here, a guy from New York asked where I got it for only $1, and I told him. He was like, another reason to come to Kentucky, but I'm going back to this place this weekend. If they got more, I'm just wiping them out.
That's $1. That's $1.28 Canadian for you. Good.
But
Hey, Ron, I'll trade you a lineman Kugel for one of those.
Yeah. You can keep. I don't know if you can get that to a bum or something. I don't know.
What's the name of that rod, Jay?
This is the Anderson Valley Brother Davis Triple. It's a Happy Style L. It's a triple, and it's got pretty good ratings on it. I know I've actually had one of these yesterday, but I wanted to go ahead and just do it for the show as well. But it gives you everything you would expect off a triple, considering how the Belgian beers are made. They're out of Boonville, California, and they do a pretty good replica of that. You get a lot of the coriander, you get the banana, you get the clove, you get all the nice aroma coming out. Keeping it away from me right now, I'm just smelling all the flavors, not even trying to get it. And the taste of it is actually a nice creaminess. It's nice and smooth, goes down very easy. When I had this beer, I think I rated it 4.25 for drinkability. It's just that smooth, no harshness on the back end. Definitely one to check out if you happen to see it out there. It opens up with a nice burst of flavor. After you have about 3 or 4, you start to feel a little bit of that warmth, but you never really taste the alcohol fully.
3 or 4 beers or sips?
3 or 4 sips. 3
After 3 or 4, you start feeling
it there. I said about this beer, if it wasn't something where you already had like Chimay out there, Duvel, and Golden Drac and all of them, you would think this would be that much more higher of a beer. But those ones have kind of set the bar, and this one is like behind that there. So 4.25 is what I get. It's got a great feel. The duration you get on is a nice long duration of flavor. You can actually sit back, let it warm up. It opens up more aroma, opens up more flavor. You can pop a cigar real easy with it. Nice when it kick back. Like a beer like this, I say is good. Coming out of spring, going into spring, coming out of winter where weather starts to break, or going into fall where you want to get on that back deck, maybe around that fire pit, and just kick back and relax and put your feet up. This is one you can do this. I mean, I could watch a whole episode of Walking Dead and probably just go through one glass of this, just how smooth it is and how it lasts around. So definitely a good one I always recommend, and that is Anderson's Valley. There's David Triple. Even the dog likes it.
Even a dog a bone.
I've had some of those Anderson Valley beers, and I was always very pleased with them. I never had anything that strong. You want me to tell you about mine real fast?
Right ahead.
Whoever wants to jump in.
Well, mine made a pretty good head. It's not a proper glass. I know this is a Pilsner glass, and this is a stout, but...
Don't get on the rant about glasses now, Jay.
I'm not. But some people get real... and I'm peculiar about it, too, but I'm just saying tonight I'm drinking out of the wrong glass. But it smells... It's dark. Okay, it's dark brown. It's almost black. It smells very good. It's so... heavily roasted. It almost, because it's not using anything but water, barley malt, hops, and yeast, but it gives you like feelings of chocolate and coffee and cream and cafe au lait and a little licorice and dark cherries, but it contains none of those things. The flavor is all of that with really strong, deep, yeasty, brown bread crust, and even the brown bread, the bread itself, the dark cherries and all of that. It's a pretty thick body, but it's not super thick, but it's pretty thick. The finish is a little boozy. You can feel it right in the second sip. You could feel it in your upper chest. It's hitting you. I would not recommend drinking more than one of these. I think with one, if I drink one, I'll be all right. I won't be slurring or anything too much. But if I drank 2 of these, it would be a mess. I just wouldn't do it. They always make me feel medicated if I drink too many. But I think one will do the trick. This will be my 4th beer today, and the last. I drank 1 this morning, and I drank a double can, 25 ounces. I counted that as 2 beers. And then, and this is the nightcap. So I would highly recommend Sierra Nevada Narwhal. Apparently, it's kind of hard to get these days. So
Does that Sierra Nevada Narwhal, I noticed that it does, but does it have a substantial kind of a hoppy, bitter presence to it?
Let me think about that. I don't know what the IBUs are, but I have a feeling they're pretty high. But I get bitterness, but the bitterness is more from the acrid. You know what I mean? Like almost like they roasted the malt so dark that you get, you get something that's got a lot of charcoal burn.
Yes.
That acrid. but it doesn't taste burnt. Because you know a lot of these dark beers, Eric and all y'all, sometimes they'll start. We talked about that last night. They'll start tasting like burnt, like you just burnt toast. Well, couldn't you just go burn toast and eat that? I mean, so I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to be smart aleck or whatever, but that doesn't appeal to me. Why somebody would want to just say, "Oh, I'm drinking all this carbon, all this charcoal." But this is perfectly done. I mean, this is as close to perfect as you're gonna get, I think. And it's a mainstream beer. This is not a hard. Well, Sierra Nevada is not hard to find. The 12 apparently is hard to find. That's it.
Is that one is that the barrel aged or just the imperial stout?
Well, I prefer it over the barrel aged. If I want to drink bourbon, I'll just drink bourbon. I don't understand.
Lots of hipsters are pretty pissed off at you right now, Jay.
I guess.
I understand that I'm losing street credibility in the beer drinking world.
Is Jay getting some drama out there?
Might as well jump.
Pretty much always. I don't understand the barrel age thing. There's a
barrel age is good though.
Yeah.
And to tell you the thing, like I've done with some of the stouts, is you put a shot of bourbon in there and then you put the shot on top, and it actually goes together well.
Holy moly!
Yeah.
Woo!
I learned that at one of the breweries.
Or in your home state of Kentucky.
We'll try it.
Look, I don't have a dedicated opposition to it. Okay.
Yep.
It's not like I'm appalled by it or I hate it, but I'm not obsessed with it. I mean, it's okay. All right. But I don't understand this. I don't understand this yippee-yi-yay and I'm so.
Stay focused.
I prefer this over the barrel aged. Okay.
Awesome.
So you're not a huge
barrel-aged.
barrel aged person, that you're saying, really?
Yeah.
Not bourbon barrel.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Like, do you like the? Have you ever had the?
Maybe wine.
I don't know if you get the Soft Parade from Shorts Brewing down there, but they use wine barrels on theirs.
I was about to say maybe wine barrels.
Yeah.
But that's all gimmick stuff. And I mean, you can have really good gimmick stuff. You can have gimmick beers that are 100 out of 100.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.
Like Shandy's.
Well, I don't know about Shandy's, but you could. But it's like, they might have had some good episodes of Mork and Mindy, but it was still a gimmick show, and I don't know. I don't want to get too much into all of that theoretics.
Okay.
All right.
Well, mine's. I'm gonna jump the gun here and do my little beer, a little bit less of a rant there. Mine's fairly similar. It's the Founders Imperial Stout. It's not a barrel-aged version. It's not their breakfast version. It's just a good old Russian Imperial Stout. It is. Here that this was brewed in 2014. 10.5% and 90 IBUs. I guess this year's on their website is 75 IBUs, and their website says, thefoundersbrewing.com says, it's brewed with 10 varieties of malted barley. I found that pretty interesting.
It's a client.
I'm using one of these Teku style glasses. It had a little bit more head than it does now. The head was very dark tan khaki color. It sort of died down now, but there is just as black as night sort of an image to it. There is some, I don't know if you can even see it there. You might.
Well, I saw when you poured it, you had a nice little head on it.
Yeah, and it has some good alcohol legs at 10.5%. And the smell of the Imperial Stout from Founders it's actually kind of similar to a Bourbon County Stout. It has those kind of bourbon notes, regardless of the fact that this was not even aged in a barrel. It has those sweet caramelized, I guess as Jay kind of said, those charred notes to it. It has an oakiness to it. It definitely has dark chocolate malt to it. And there is a dark roasted coffee, but there's a good amount of that bourbon and that oaky charred flavor or scent. And I guess there's a little bit of the coconut vanilla in the background, but that's all taking a backseat to the bourbon and the barrel kind of notes and scents. And the flavor of the Imperial Stout
Right.
is definitely all of those things. I would say it's a pretty smooth taste beer. I only get a minimal amount of a burn at the initial start, but it's pretty silky smooth, to tell you the truth on that.
Okay.
It definitely has, actually what I'm noticing is I'm getting some dark fruits, maybe cherries or plums or even like a raisin kind of a note, along with the dark chocolate. It's almost like a flourless kind of a dark chocolate cake in a way. It's got that kind of a malty component to it. It's definitely got those woody notes and definitely has a bourbon type note to it with that, with a little bit of the vanilla and a coconut. So if you just poured this into a glass and you didn't tell anybody it wasn't a barrel-aged beer, I don't think anybody would know. It has exactly those kind of notes and flavors. And again, it does remind me of past years' Bourbon County Stout, but it's not, even at 13.8% that those beers are, and this one's 10.5, I am getting a little bit of a perception of the alcohol, but it's not burning, it's not really warming in the palate, it's just nice and pretty silky smooth. I would say it is a full-bodied beer, but as compared to a lot of Imperial Stouts, I would just say it's on the high side of medium. It's actually pretty ridiculously easy to drink as far as a big old stout is concerned. So I think as it warms, I'm going to get less of the chocolate and more of the bourbon notes, and at the moment, it's absolutely delicious. I'd give it an A overall.
Now, wait a minute.
Yes.
This is not a bourbon.
No, there is not any aging in a barrel for this beer.
Right, not on that one, no.
At least not bourbon barrels. Might be beer barrels or probably aging tanks.
Right.
Okay. So it's not bourbon barrel. Okay, I just wanted to...
And remember, before I give it up to the next person here, this is, in December, on December 1st, this is going to be a 2-year-old beer, so, and I don't quite remember how, the exact tasting notes from the first time I tried it, but it could have even mellowed out in some respects since I've had it last.
Does that eagle have 2 heads on it?
Yeah. It's that dragon guy or whatever it is definitely does.
That's an eagle. And then that St. George killing the dragon.
Correct. That's right.
One day off air I'll tell you why that has 2 heads.
Excellent. But I am definitely going to give that a straight up A at the moment.
It's an awesome beer. I've had it. It's awesome.
Do you get a lot of founders there, Eric? Because I'm just
we do get a lot.
Over from them.
We get a lot of the founders' products, I notice. And the other day, I put it on my Masters Beer Review page of Facebook. Now I just found another bottle. It was $8.99 for a bottle of the 2016 Kentucky Breakfast Stout.
Okay. Yeah, I think I saw that. That was a good deal.
Yeah, we do get.
We can't even get it from around here because they just
we get a lot of the. I noticed that we get the Dirty Bastard and the Backwoods Bastards. We get the All Day IPA. We get their Pale Ale Centennial IPA. We do get a good, fair range of their beers out in New England.
Have you got?
Founders is one. Sorry, go on.
Go ahead, Jordan.
Founders is one of those breweries I wish came to Canada. I recently had their breakfast stout in San Diego. Absolutely loved that. Absolutely dug that beer, and I just figure for the amount of distro that they get out there, or Founders gets, you'd think they'd have a couple bottles coming to Canada.
Right.
Little love, right? Little love.
Yeah, just spread it out, especially since often European countries get Founders stuff.
Yeah.
Like we're just across the border. What's
Don't you think people would buy them? Hey, after all, we have this free trade, supposedly. Haha. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Full stream with Dogfish Head, all those breweries. Most of those breweries.
Yeah, it's funny how the distribution mafia runs in the States. So you gotta make the right connections and to get your
drunken mafia.
Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can get. Yeah, there's a little bit more ahead now that it's down. I can swirl it a little bit. So that's the kind of the head color and consistency to it. Yes, I said head, right.
There's one of them for Founders. I don't know if you've had out there or not. It's called Dark Penance.
Yeah, I believe I have had that. That's their porter, right?
Yeah, it is. I think the porter is
I think it's the black IPA, ain't
It's
it?
a black IPA,
Yes,
right. And that one is really good. I've actually had that at a few of their festivals. That's probably my favorite from them, but I haven't had that one yet. I always get I got a Dirty Bastard in the fridge right now.
I love that name.
Yeah. I ordered that for my wife one time. I was like, give her a Dirty Bastard.
And 9 months later,
Nice, Ron. There you go, buddy.
So,
You know.
hey, I picked the beers that we drink, so I was like, give her this one, and that'll calm her down. It's got enough ABV that we'll be good to go. So we have another person joining now, which is awesome.
Well, once you start flashing those Cubs, signal, they all start coming out. It's like a pattern.
I'm out of here. Forget this.
What's going on? You want to introduce yourself?
Well, for the people who don't know me, my name is Dan, aka Painkiller. I run Booze Reviews, and I heard you guys were drinking strong beer, so I could not join this.
Oh, you got that right, sir.
So
you have a YouTube channel or website?
I've got a YouTube channel, I got Twitter, I've got a website. What do you want? I got it all.
Well, it depends. What do you? We're gonna play it back, so you want people to contact you, right?
Where you out of there, Booze?
Well, you can find me at boozereviews.ca on YouTube or boozereviewsca on Twitter. I'm also on Facebook under boozereviews.ca. So basically, I've marketed boozereviews.ca if you haven't guessed by now.
Okay. So. It all starts with marketing.
Pretty much.
damn straight.
What are you drinking today, bud?
All right, well, we went ahead and we had the Molotov cocktail. So, boom to all of you guys right there, baby.
I have
You're
IPA
people.
up there from the Massachusetts area of Stratford, Connecticut.
Yes.
I had their Molotov Heavy a while back, 17.2%.
That's the one I was trying to think of earlier. Yeah, the heavy. That's the one I want to get next.
There you go.
That is a fun time, let me tell you. Drinking a bomber of that to yourself.
Look at a tank, it'll blow up.
There you go. There you go.
Multifunctional.
Multifunctional, that's for sure. It's from Evil Twin Brewing. So it's really kind of really neat. Got a neat little label on there. Got a nice. Oh, Ron, sit down. Change that shirt.
You put another one on?
I'm blind all of a sudden. Why? Oh, right, White Sox. Never mind.
I'm just listening.
All right. Well, as you can see, first off, it's a nice light thin. Even though we poured this when Mr. Rod J started his review, we still get a lot of carbonation. So going on there, so a lot of bubbles. This is really good. It's got just a little bit of a foam on the top. It's not as foamy as it was, but definitely I still get a good bouquet and aroma. A lot of hops, a lot of green hops. You see how there?
Yeah, it's tasty. I've never had anything like this before. It's unique.
What do you get out of the nose?
I'm not a big-time beer connoisseur, but it tastes.
Let's speak a little louder for the guys here.
No, I can hear him. I can hear him.
Green? Does it definitely smell it? Smell it. What do you come up with? First thing that pops your mind.
It smells like the outdoors summertime at a ball game.
There you go.
I'm at a Cub game right now with friends, having a good time, looking at women. So if you could smell that, that's what this would smell like.
There you go. There you go.
Smells like women.
Oh, of course, we had to throw a red sock in there. Come on.
I'd eat those words. You
But
mind?
yeah, it's got a really nice green hops in there. Very, very summery. Definitely almost like that cut grass, green. in there, wet, not wet green. So, all right, we'll see what we'll get out of the flavors out of this one here.
Yes.
Big bitter. A lot of bitter on that, right?
Bitter.
Yeah, a lot of bitter with that one.
Yeah, if
It's a good bitter, though.
Bark had a taste, that would be bark. It's got a little bark in there.
Yeah.
Grass.
Little
Some
wood.
weeds.
That little wood bark and stuff in there,
It's got a
probably.
weed taste. All
It's
right.
refreshing, though.
Wood bark in it?
Just a tad bit.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's
Really?
got that nice. It's got that nice tartness on the side that sucks in your palate. Really sucks in the sides of your cheeks.
It's puckering, you're saying?
Are you puckering up?
It definitely leaves a lot of flavoring film right in the top of your mouth. You definitely get the sour, almost a sour.
I mean, it's a triple IPA.
If this wasn't a sour ale, I would be surprised, which I am surprised because it's not a sour ale. But boy, you almost get that sweet succulent of a sour ale on there. Real, like I said, it's really bitter. It's really bitter. At 13% alcohol, I probably wouldn't expect that much bitter. I expect a little thing, but yeah, this has got a lot of bitter on there. To me, on a rating for this of a 1 to 5, I'm gonna go on this one here about a 2.9. Not quite the 3. I like it. Today's been around the 85 degrees here in Chicago. I would not drink this during the daytime at this particular time of night. I do kind of like it. It does have the flavors that I'm looking for with that little bitter stuff. It just isn't there for me. Doesn't have enough.
You didn't get the mango? Like for me, that's a 4.5 beer when I have it, and I get the mango out of it. I don't get the wood or anything, but I mean it's a triple IPA.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, I'm going to stay at the 2.9. What about you? On a scale of 1 to 5, if you were to rate it A, B, C, D.
On a scale from 1 to 5, I mean, to me it's refreshing. I actually like it. I'd give it probably at least a 3 because I could eat something with this beer.
Okay.
Absolutely, I can see it with food. I could taste the food with this beer.
Mexican food.
And the fact that it's high, I'm getting a buzz already.
There you go.
So
We're drunk.
So not bad for a 6, I'd say, right?
That can't be true, Eric. That can't-
So,
I was dead set on giving it a 2.3 because I don't like bitter beer, and this is really, I mean, the first thing you guys taste is 13%. You're going to taste it as soon as it hits your mouth. But it's mid-August. We're heading into Oktoberfest season, and you said something interesting. You could eat something with it. I could see having a Bavarian pretzel with it and some Wiener Schnitzel.
yeah. Salt. Anything with a salt on it is definitely going to go.
It wasn't a 2.3. Thanks to what you said, I'm taking it right up to a 2.7.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go, guys.
Nice.
Bring your own salt, though. You gotta eat something.
All right. Hey, let me ask a question. Now, Chris and Bruce, or Bruce and Chris, y'all are not like beer connoisseurs, or is Bruce one and Chris is not?
I'm not.
Nah.
Bruce is.
Bruce says I am not.
I wouldn't call myself a connoisseur. I absolutely love beer, though. So I feel like I'm at home here.
Well,
did Bruce or Chris get the mango at all or anything?
I wanted to say that I like to have people on there that aren't like hobbyists. You know what I mean? Like they drink it. Like my daughter, she drinks beer, but she's not a hobbyist. She's not going to go research the beer. So it's refreshing, because they're just trying it and they're saying, this is what I think about it, and there's no background like info, and they're not trying to like project an image like, oh well, let me make sure people realize I'm a great Midwestern beer.
Right.
Blah, blah, and I've got to say the right things on air. I'd rather just, it's nice to just have people that want to drink it, talk about it, and they're not trying to establish street credibility in the beer drinking community. Right, Eric? I mean, right, Rajay? Sometimes all that stuff gets old.
Yeah, I mean, it can. I mean, I'm just kind of, for me, I'm kind of thrown off. I mean,
Well, like I said, these guys here are basically kind of like our, normal reviewers. They're not the big connoisseurs. They're looking for, me, you, Rod, and everybody else out there to kind of teach them up. That's why I brought them in to kind of, give it a little fresh, face. And like they said, they came up with it with the salt and stuff on there. Definitely a good pretzel. Like the schnitzels and the sausage and stuff. It's great. So.
I'm so glad you brought him in.
It's a tough sell.
Yeah,
It's a tough
on its own is tough.
And I think that's where you get in the difference of people's palates. Because for me, and I'm a big IPA person, that's pretty much a solid triple IPA, in my opinion. So
yeah, it's that.
You look at Great Beer. Great Beer carries a 96.
Yeah.
Or
a 3.9. I mean, for me, it's like a 4.5 type beer. And I think what you're getting into, it depends on what you're using, what your palate
Hey,
is.
Ron?
But I pick up a lot of different stuff than they did.
Hey, Rod?
Yeah.
We got a question here for you. Go ahead.
you guys said it was an IPA. You felt like an IPA. I agree 100%. That's a great comparison. Also, like a really strong, I don't know if you're familiar with Daisy Cutter. I drink a lot of that here in Chicago.
Okay.
It's a local brewery. It's a lot like it's a very strong Daisy Cutter. It's basically.
Yeah, I know about
Yeah, that was a triple IPA, so it's definitely more hyped up for sure.
the bomb more than the drink. The
Right.
Daisy Cutter weapon, but I don't know a whole lot about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the same effect.
Yeah, same effect on that one.
Yeah, it does. I remember having it like 3 years ago, and it was 13%. And that's why I bought it. It was 13%. And when we had it, we were just like you guys. It's like we have no idea what the hell we're talking about. Well, not exactly. You guys don't. But you know what I'm saying? It's like it was fresh to us.
I know.
And like I had no idea what an IPA was at that point in time, and we drank it. Our rating was, would you get drunk off of it, and would you buy it again? And the answer to those were yes.
Yeah. And that's what I think Ron does in some of his shows. He talks about, would you buy it again? Like, I would buy that anytime over again. Like I said, I usually have that at one of our restaurants all the time.
I would buy it because I've never had it. I had the Molotov Light.
Yes.
Booze reviews. Am I subscribed to your channel? Because I'm getting like really paranoid. Like, have I watched his videos?
Well, you're going to now, I bet.
You want him to go through his ledger right now and see who his subscribers are?
He's got a beer review to do live right now.
Sort of an obsessive compulsive beer review watcher. So
let's watch him live now.
You only have like 300. I only have 300 videos, so you might be a bit.
Wait a minute.
Who was the judge? You want to go on yours, Jordan? What you got there?
Sure. Yep. Get it ready here a bit.
Yeah.
Cuvée du Chateau from Castile out in Ingelmunster, Belgium. It's 11% alcohol, Belgian dark strong ale, or quadruple, quad. Basically.
Can you hold that bottle back up again? I missed that. I'm sorry.
You're talking my language now, Jordan. Belgian ale is the top group for me.
Awesome.
It's the top style that I usually prefer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Belgian dark ales are really what got me into exploring more styles,
Right.
Yeah, just amazing styles to me, at least. I love Belgian brewed Belgian ales, absolutely awesome beer. The appearance on this one, been drinking from it for a while now. Pours a cap of a brown head, nice lacing on the glass, as you can see. Ruby red gleams on a mahogany brown kind of color. Really enjoying that. I'll get more in the glass right away. Might as well. The aromas, I remembered, nice amount of booze. Can't say to noted that, hints of like a spiced rum.
Interesting.
A bit of like a dark rum, some coffee in the background, dark fruits, tons of raisins. Yeah, like a dark cherry, stuff like that. The flavor, cheers.
Oh, Booze Shorty, I apologize. I even commented on a video you made on June 30th.
Are you back on? Are you back on the?
Yes, he's back on the booze reviews.
Hey, if he pimps me out live, I don't care. Whatever.
Free publicity.
I love to promote other beer review
Right.
bars.
Back to Jordan.
Yeah, let Jordan get his in. He's just going to be drunk and he won't be able to talk about anything.
The
Oh,
flavor.
Jordan.
Go ahead, Jordan.
Yeah,
Promoted
take
his videos so many times. What is the one you're drinking again?
Cuvée du Chateau.
Oh yeah, I love that one, and they have some other good ones too, like that that fruit.
Their
cherry.
Donker and their Rouge. Their Donker is the base beer for all their dark ales, and I really dig that one. It's 11% as well. The Rouge is the Donker mixed with cherry liqueur.
Awesome.
And
That's awesome
It's
beer.
insane. I mean, that is my kind of beer. It tastes like cherry cordials, you know.
It is
Um,
unbelievable.
Anytime
this
you get
one-
sure.
It's
Good.
This one's a classic example of a Belgian dark ale, a quadruple. It's got the hints of coffee, hints of chocolate in the background, just hints, you know, just to give it a nice bitterness, but really sweet. Brown sugar, molasses, caramel toffee, prunes, plums, dates, raisins, figs, all that stuff going on. Awesome beer. The mouthfeel is fantastic. You do get the booziness that you would expect in a quad, and it's syrupy, thick, but still has a light effervescence, like almost champagne-like. I really dig that. Super drinkable for 11%. And I just reviewed this one. The review will be up in a couple days here, but I gave it around an A.
Nice.
Really good beer.
I'll be watching.
Awesome stuff.
So what's your
Highly recommended, especially for the price. I gotta say, for the price, you can buy this all the time, be drunk 24/7, and not go broke.
Wow.
talking my language now?
Hey Jordan, Brews Under Review. Is that made by Bastiles, I think?
All right, Ron. We got some work that we got to go ahead and do. And to finish up, so we got to kick out of here a little early, guys.
All right.
Appreciate everybody coming out and things like that. Booze review. I'll go ahead and get your stuff up on the when we get it all posted out. Thanks a lot for popping out, buddy. I appreciate it.
Oh, no worries.
And, you guys have yourself a good night. We'll catch you next week, guys. All right.
Cheers.
All right.
All right. Don't go drive anywhere.
Have a good night.
Yeah, no
Keep
driving.
drinking good craft beers.
Keep drinking, good time.
Y'all take care. Have a
Taking
good
my
night.
line? Are you taking my line?
Keep driving. No domestic cars right now.
Yeah, take the bus or the train, please. We beg you.
Excellent.
So Booze Reviews, I'm going to go ahead and pick up your channel. I don't think I was on there before, so.
Probably not. I'm one of those Canadian fools that people are like, oh, he's Canadian.
I got Jordan's channel, and actually I get Albino up there, so.
Oh, I'm gonna review some friggin' Molson, eh, bud?
Come on now.
I have been to five.
Isn't Lee in Canada? Lee Redbond, is he in Canada?
Who?
I do believe so, yes.
I think he's Canada too, yeah. Lee, he's another reviewer.
What are you drinking tonight? Booze reviews. What are you drinking, Dan?
Well, tonight I went a little local. And I'm not talking crazy local, but local.
Oh, not loco.
So I had somebody pick this up for me, and I thought I'd give it a shot. And I'm going to make Jordan jealous about this because he loves this brewery. And it's from Dandy. It's out of Calgary, Alberta. It's one of their one-ofs, and it's an Imperial Stout.
Ooh,
Oh.
nice.
Screw you, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, I did it. So it comes in. It was bottled on, by looks of things, April 30th, 2016. Comes in at 9.5%, and it's called Ain't Life Strange. And this is bottle number 177 out of 200. So it's definitely a very limited edition beer. Now, as you saw me drinking, if you did or not, it is blacker than the Ace of Spades. There is like little to no head on there at all. In fact, I don't think there's carbonation in this, so I don't know if it's very overly carbonated. You do get a coffee smell out of it. You do get a small chocolate, but you also get a boozy smell with it. The taste, oh man. If you like Imperial Stouts, it is an Imperial Stout. You've got a good coffee flavor there. A little bit of roast, like you got the roasted malts. A little sweetness at the end from whatever else they put in there, but there's a small touch of the hops in there too. Very well and very well done, even though there's little to no carbonation in there. Again, don't know if that's the way it's supposed to be. It's still really good.
Nice.
What's the ABV again?
9.5%.
Now, does that one have like any like a licorice type thing or anything, or is it just more the chocolate and?
It's
coffee?
more the chocolate and coffee and sort of like a roasted malt. So you don't have a licorice or a sweetness of a licorice at all.
Okay.
But I do have a coffee back note, and it's staying on my tongue. And it is smooth. You don't have an alcohol burn to it as well, which is really nice. I love when they don't do that.
Right.
And yeah, it's definitely a good Imperial Stout. I was gonna go higher, but unfortunately, I can only have half a glass, and then I got to go out and drive.
Oh.
Mm.
I said half a glass. I didn't say half a bottle. But when I get back, I'm gonna down this sucker.
Nothing wrong with being a responsible adult, right?
Oh, exactly. Hey,
that's overrated.
hey, I'm responsible. I have hangover patches.
Yeah, there you go.
Excellent.
That sounds like a really good beer. I'd like to try it one day.
Well, I know it's a limited edition. Dandy's been around for a couple of years now, and they're starting to really grow. They're doing a lot. I think, what was it? They're doing about 30 different beers this year alone. So they're going with small batches, one-ofs, just sort of kegs and everything else, and as well as all their other ones. But they're actually a really good brewery, as Jordan knows. He agrees with it.
Yeah, I've only had their oyster stout and their collab with Village, the Baltic Quarter, but those were fantastic. Really good. That brewery seems really interesting. They almost right away they started with like sours and Flanders Reds and stuff, eh?
Yep.
Was there an IBU rating to that beer? Because my Founders Imperial says 90 IBUs, and I don't get too much of a hoppy bitterness to my beer.
That is actually an interesting question. Give me 2 seconds to look it up here.
Hey, I want to ask you a question. I just finished off this Russian Imperial Stout from Sierra Nevada, and right at the end, the last sip, I picked up some cherry skin. Is that an odd thing, or is that a normal thing?
It's 78 IBUs.
It kind of sounds like that. I mean, dark cherry notes are a predominant flavor I notice in a lot of Imperial Stouts. Maybe that's not so crazy.
Yeah, like cherry
Depending
skins.
on what they use in their formula.
Yeah.
Cherry skins, but I know they don't use anything such as that. 78 IBU, that sounds appropriate for an Imperial Stout.
I mean, I asked that because I noticed that sometimes Imperial Stouts can have a big IBU rating, but not necessarily taste all of those IBUs or have that kind of a hoppy, bitter taste to them all the time.
Because I got another one here, and this is actually the Muddy, which is an Imperial Stout from Goose Island. And this one only has 32 IBU.
Whoa.
9% ABV, and it's an Imperial Stout brewed with licorice.
So it must be like a almost dessert stout kind of
Exactly. This one is like more of a dessert type beer.
Oh, I love that. People
Yeah.
often complain about sweet stuff, but with me, that is my beergasm, man.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, the thing is, like, some of the dessert beers that people don't realize, because, you can easily pair beers with the certain foods, and I've had some of the different desserts with some of the things like this. Like, if you're having, like, a chocolate truffle or a piece of cake or whatever it may be, you can put it with some of these sweet stouts, and it plays right off of each other with that chocolate and that coffee, and it makes actually a nice combination. So this one, which I think some people might say is like part of the evil empire because it's Goose Island, right? And then now they got put out. But I'm like, if they make good beer, I'll drink good beer, and I think they still do some good stuff, even though they've had some issues with the bourbon brand series. This one is nice. And what I like about Goose Island, like you look at their bottle, they give you a lot of good details. Like they tell you it's served in the snifter glass right there, and they give you a lot of good information. I think they give you a date on it. They give you the date on here when it was bottled and everything like that. So they're pretty good at letting you know everything about the beer. We lost our Chicago crew, but this would have been one from their hometown. And it came out with a nice two-finger head, pretty much kind of a jet black, dark color. But when you get that smell, you actually get that sweetness, and you get kind of like that toffee, but you also, when you get in that taste, you start picking up a little bit of those licorice-type notes. And I'm not a huge licorice fan, so it's just subtle enough it doesn't turn me off. It's kind of like the Death by Coconut. I'm not a huge coconut fan, but it's just so subtle I can actually enjoy that type of beer. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Sorry, you just say there's coconut in there too?
Well, no, I'm talking about Death by Coconut from Oscar.
Oh, right, okay.
I'm not a huge coconut person, but I can drink that, just like I can drink this, not being a big licorice person.
Oh, okay.
And the texture is a smooth, creamy texture. You definitely tell it's a dessert beer. You still pick up some of that chocolate and coffee. It's just got a little bit of that tinge where they use kind of those licorice-type notes, and it definitely plays out nicely as a sweet stout.
I'm on the gooseisland.com website, and it says that they also use, besides they use a dark chocolate malt, they also use a midnight wheat malt. So it's kind of like a wheat beer in a sense.
Yeah.
I would love to try that.
And the way it gets into the mouth, it starts to tingle, where you get a nice, almost like a chewiness sensation, but it's got everything going, not just the tongue, the cheek. I mean, you're picking up all the flavors. Carries a good duration. Again, this is one that suits well with a cigar, but if I'm having like a piece of like chocolate cake, like sometimes I'll have a dessert when we're out to eat, I look for dessert beer, something like this, or some of the ones from Left Hand, filling very nicely as those type of beers.
They say on the website as well that it's brewed with molasses, brewer's licorice, and Belgian dark rock candy sugar.
And you do get the candy
I would love to try that.
It's got to be easier to find, I would think.
Well, if I can find some more, Jay, I'll just get you some. I actually got this one. We talked about the Kentucky things that we talked about on your show, Jay.
Yeah.
4-pack of these were, what was it? It was
Probably
like
11 and change, I bet.
It was like I want to say it was like $4.99.
Oh yeah.
Because one of the places I got, that I told Jay last time, me, him, and John were talking, it's like a kind of a place where they also get a lot of overstored stuff you have to clear out. And this is a great beer you can actually sell her as well.
Yeah.
So it was like I grabbed like a few of these. I mean, it was the same place where I got like a case of the Ford Extra Stout for $12.99. It's just,
wait a minute.
I've got like 3 or 4 places wrapped up in my little circle that I go to.
It's national seasonal releases September, so it's coming right up around the corner, Jay.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. It was $4.99 for one bottle?
4-pack.
Oh, I really want to try it.
Yeah, so, and that was a place, like one of my local spots where it gets those kind of deals. Like I said, that other one I had was $1, the first beer. So,
yeah,
I was telling Jerry Fort, it's good to have like 3 or 4 places in your rotation, all these different places that pop stuff out. The place that I got this from, they actually send us an email when they go through their closeout stuff if you're like a valued member, so you know when things are happening.
Hey, that's great, man. We don't really have too many places like that around here. I mean, we got to pay full price, but $4.99 for a 4-pack.
What are you guys complaining about? $16
You brought up how you can save money, Jordan.
Yeah. Your macro beers are more expensive than your micro beers in Canada.
A 6-pack of Ballast up here goes for $24.
Oh my God.
28.
I wouldn't even. I don't think that would be worth the price for that amount.
$24.
I would never buy that. I would just imagine how good it was.
By the way,
guess what I got last week? I got a pack of the 12-pack of the Sierra Nevada Beer Camp series.
Oh God.
$14.99.
Oh.
Nice.
By the way, $24 Canadian is $18.77 US for a 6-pack.
Still too much.
That's
Still
ridiculous.
too much.
Yeah, I can see
After import and everything else, it sucks up here for getting
Yeah.
U.S.
that.
beers.
It doesn't. It's closer to get the beer
Well,
to you than it is to get it to me in Massachusetts. For God's sake.
Yeah.
which is strange, because the breweries beers from Orange County out there,
Yeah.
world-class beers in my opinion.
Way too expensive.
Well, out there, they're for stuff like pottery, like mash, Black Tuesdays, they're like $30 American, a
Pretty much.
750 mil, right?
Yeah,
Out
pretty
here,
much.
they're about 40 to 50. So you're almost actually getting it cheaper out here, considering everything, you know?
Yeah.
The exchange rate, import fees. It's actually a pretty damn good deal.
I've
Yeah.
tried one of the. I've had a brewery beer once. I think it was 9 Maids of Milking or something like that, or
Oh,
8 or something like that. Because I needed.
Talking to the
because
brewery expert up here.
we were doing a beer review of, I think it was like Christmas type ales or you know, the holiday season beers with Jay, and I found that one. I'm like, I've never tried a brewery beer, and I've never bought another one since. And the only reason I haven't bought another one is the price alone scares me away from their beers. I mean, they probably. Oh, actually, I've had the autumn maple before, but the price alone of their beers just scare me out of wanting to try more of them, and that's kind of a shame for them.
Yeah, back in 2014. Back in 2014, they contacted me and they said,
That's right.
"We want to send you 3 big bottles of beer. Would you be willing to review them?" And I said, "Well, yeah." And they were really,
That was mighty nice of them.
yeah. They just out of the blue contacted me, and some other guy was like, "I find that hard to believe that this company would just come to you and offer to send you beer." I said, "Well, you could call this guy. Here's his email." He did do it, and I mean, they were good. I don't really like sour beers, but they were awesome. I mean, they were all world-class beers.
You had this one, right?
They sent me Mischief.
Let me get that zoomed in, Jordan.
Let me.
What is that one, Jordan?
Sour in the Rye.
No, I haven't had that one.
The ones
I
they
thought
sent,
What did they send you, Jay?
they sent me, I think Mischief and
Was it the Tart of Darkness? No.
no, I remember what they were. I have to look them up, but
We'll have to go back to your beer review from then and watch it.
You know, sometimes you gotta like be careful, I guess, on what you get. I guess it's funny because I did one of the beer festivals and I ended up connecting with one of the guys from Atwater Brewery, and we were talking, and so he's like, "Yeah, next time I'm in town, I'm gonna get you some beers down from Michigan so you can check them out for reviews." I'm like, "Well, that's cool." So he called me to bring by the beers, and I thought he was just gonna bring me a couple beers. He ends up dropping off like a case. So like he gave me like 4 different 6-packs.
Oh shit!
And I'm working in my office downtown, so I gotta carry these back up to my office because it's like midday. I'm not going anywhere yet, and I got all the young guys around me. And it's like if they hear beer clinging, they know what the sound is.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that's a half day.
And you're going to be everybody's best friend.
I was very impressed with the quality of these boys. Their
The quality of what?
I was very impressed with the quality of the brewery beers. No, it's not the kind of thing I tend to want to drink. But
They are very sour. Their sour beers are like flesh-rippingly sour.
Oh, they were like. And then the guy told me, he says, "Well, look, one of these is super intense. I don't think you might." What do you say? Something like, "You may not be able to handle it." I told him, I said, "Believe me, I can handle it."
He underestimated you.
I said, "I may not like it, but I can handle it." And I think I rated them all like an A+.
Yeah.
Which would be close to 100.
Well, I've reviewed, I think, close to 30 brewery beers now. I was in Los Angeles in April, I think, and I visited them, which was amazing. I was like, you know what, this place looks awesome, but I got to use the bathroom right away because we were on the road for like 3 hours.
Yeah.
So we go there. I run into the bathroom, and the whole walls of the bathroom are covered in their brewery stickers, like their labels. Wow. And it was the most beautiful thing I've seen in my life. You know, it blew my mind. So,
So you're finding Julie in bathrooms, all right.
It sounds like you had a good.
I was gonna say there's a little extra activity in that bathroom after you saw those
10 out
stickers,
of 10
wasn't there?
bathroom on the beer rating scale.
I'm gonna redirect this. Hey, it sounded like you had a good. It sounded like you had a good trip to California.
oh yeah, very nice.
I think I
Awesome
saw
stuff.
some of the beers you picked up when you went back there in April and some of the stuff too.
Avery stuff. AleSmith.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Yeah.
Yes.
But with the brewery, I gotta say, like, I went there, amazing staff. I asked around, like, what do you suggest? There's so many beers I've never even heard of here, and I'm a brewery nut, you know. So they go, check out these, and gave it to me, and then I showed my ID, and they were like, oh, you're Canadian? Well, here's some free stuff, you know? You know, like, it was fantastic. I got a bunch of free souvenirs. They can't give out free beer, of course,
Right.
but
Well, that's really
Awesome.
cool. Well, I
awesome.
gotta go, Roger. I gotta get off of this. I think because I'm kind of tired and whatnot. But
Well, you got your next beer review, what, at 7 a.m.?
yeah.
Cheers, brother. That was a good time with.
Just for that remark, I ought to get. You know what? Just for that remark, I ought to go to sleep early, and I ought to wake up and go get eggs and bacon and do a video at 5 in the morning just to show you up.
Not with any. You better have some Vienna sausage with you.
Wait, that's 5 a.m. Eastern.
Yeah.
No, I can't comprehend that. That's 3 a.m. here. Forget that. I'm still drunk by that point in time.
You don't want to. You don't even want to look in my kitchen cabinet and see all this Vienna sausage that I've got in there. That's
You know
another side project. That is another. That comes from a joke. That comes from sort of a little comment somebody made, and I said, hey, instead of getting mad about it, I'll make a project out of it.
Yeah, you did too.
Now
Well, you
it's
know, being in Louisiana, getting up that early to do it, if you're going to do it, because you do them outside, you got to do it that early for the heat of the day.
it's been so hot, man.
Yeah. But it's actually, I was going to say, it's actually good to see you're okay down there in Louisiana and not dealing with any of that, and hopefully, none of your family are.
No, but unfortunately, people very close, probably less than 20 miles away, are getting water in their houses right now tonight as we speak, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's just like they said, this kind of rain only happens once every 500 years.
Talk about
That could be true. It could be true because I was looking at the radar. I was like, I never seen anything like this. I was in Florida when it happened, and I thought, this is going to be a nightmarish situation.
Well, yeah, it's been the most flooding, the hottest, and the most natural disasters since we started recording natural stuff, you know, like temperature and
Yeah.
so.
Well, it's a good thing that climate change isn't real.
Oh yeah, no, global warming, that does not exist. Honestly, does not exist.
Well, I don't want to get into all of that because that's a hot.
I just blame the Democrats.
Blame Hillary and Al
You
Gore.
don't even have the Democrats in Canada.
I can still blame them.
Don't blame me. I voted for the other guy.
Every
Seriously.
time,
I could say a lot about so-called global warming and all that, but I don't want to get into all that right now because that could.
That ruins the beer when you start mixing politics with
we need
beer.
to get Professor Dave into a rant, right?
Oh well, you know, I'll click on Facebook in 2 hours and I'll notice that my friend list dropped by 5 people if I start talking about.
And mine gained by 5 people because I'm Canadian.
Yeah.
You know.
My
Hey,
personal
here's something
theory
for
is,
you, Ron. Did you see Crystal Pepsi made a return?
Oh boy, that's helping me out in my life. Hey,
So
we all have
I remember. I remembered. It was horrible.
Yeah, now you
carbonated
like
corn syrup. Carbonated corn syrup, same ingredients as a Miller High Life.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah.
That's a 9% beer right there.
Oh yeah.
And you wonder where the thought of having a white stout comes from. Let's look at Crystal Pepsi.
Yeah.
Yeah, well now they
Don't
got.
give any crap
I was
rules
at the
any
liquor
ideas
store.
there, Dan.
I was at the liquor store. Now they've got white brandy. I said, that really does not appeal to me.
Well, it gets back to some of the gimmicks, I guess.
Yeah, why would you want to drink a
White
brandy that's
brandy.
white? That's clear. It's clear. It's like.
Do they? Well, brandy is just distilled white or distilled wine. So do they distill white wine and then not age
I
it?
don't know. I don't know what
Probably. That's gotta be how it's done.
I have
That
to.
sounds very homeless.
Oh no, but oh no! I was in the liquor store and they had all these expensive white brandies, and I said, "Oh, give me a break." But anyway, I didn't buy any of them. All right, well, y'all have a good evening. I really do appreciate you inviting
Have a
me.
good one, Jay.
You too, right? One more thing. You're going to have it at a liquor show because I drank all my Seagrams during that episode.
Oh man, I only have like one little serving left of that Seagram's gin.
That Seagrams was good. I was really enjoying that.
Yeah, but I'm not even going to drink the rest of that until tomorrow morning.
Oh yeah.
Start out strong. I like it.
Best part of waking up is
Whoa! Before you start thinking the wrong thoughts. After I drank 3 cups of coffee and a bowl of cereal.
Wait, you're gonna drink a bowl of cereal? How can you do that when there's solids in there?
No. No. Back up the vein. Back the vein up.
I know. I'm
That
sorry.
was pretty good, Dan.
I'm sorry. That was sort of like just catching you off context. I understood what you meant on that one. But the coffee, I can see.
That might be
And
an angle.
now, are you going to actually be putting the liquor in with the coffee? Because that's what I do.
See? And I said earlier, you could put the bourbon in and then put the stout on top, and it gives it a nice kick.
See why I come on this show to get insulted the whole show.
No, I'm not insulting you. Honestly, dude, I'm not insulting you. When I go camping, the first thing I do when I wake up is I have coffee, and then I have Irish cream in my coffee. When I am on holiday, when I'm on the weekend, the first thing I do is I have alcohol with my stuff. So if you ask me, morning alcohol, by all means, have it.
That's a man on a mission. I appreciate that.
He's actually being serious. He's being serious. Now I can go along with that. Okay.
I am being serious. I'm not bugging you. I'm not mocking you. or anything.
Okay, so
When
now
my-
I don't have to
When my one buddy was my buddy was 16, I think. He was hungover, and his dad told him, "You know what's the best cure for a hangover? Some more whiskey."
Ooh,
Yeah.
no.
We call that get back on the horse. Get back up there.
Hair of the dog, right there.
Messing with the son
We're
of a...
making this out to be much bigger than it really is.
No,
We're talking about,
jerks.
yeah, right.
Do you
We're
do the bowl
talking
with
about,
cereal with your Seagrams in the bowl of cereal?
No.
you know what, Roger? You'll notice that I will never be on this show again. Look,
No.
I said a bowl of cereal with milk, and 3 cups of coffee, okay? Yeah, it's great value coffee from Walmart, but it's pretty good. And
Hey, Walmart coffee's not bad. I'm gonna agree with you on that.
We
right
talked about how gin is a good blender, so you might be able to blend it in there.
after I drank the 3 cups of coffee and eat cereal and drink the milk. And the
Well,
milk,
when you do another liquor show, let me know. 'Cause that was fun.
and about 20 minutes after that, when all that's settled, then I'll finish off the gin. It's not a big
Ooh, Lucky
dramatic
Charms.
issue. Now,
It is a big issue. It actually
Gin
is
and
a
Lucky
big-
Charms. That sounds interesting.
All right.
no. Now once 8 o'clock rolls around, then I'll do the beer review. I do have to go to work tomorrow, so anyway.
You're gonna drink. You're going to work after the gin and the beer.
You see,
I gotta move to Louisiana. I mean, I know about New Orleans, and I've been there a few times, and I understand it's part of the culture.
all right. I'm supposed to be off of this 17 minutes ago. All right. I was supposed to go into work at 6:30. We had some problems with a flood that flooded 40,000 houses, maybe you heard.
Mhm.
So the truck is not going to arrive. I got a phone call this evening that said, don't come into work till 11 a.m.
Oh.
Well, that is over 4.5 hours later than I'm supposed to come in. So I've got a little leeway to do some other activities. Okay.
I'm impressed. I would too. I honestly would.
I mean, it's not like you're flying an airplane or anything, so yeah.
Right. When I go into work at 11, I think everything will be just very copacetic.
Yeah, you drink until what, 9, and then you have 2 hours to sober up. You're good. I'm impressed.
Correct.
If I had that, I would do that too. If we didn't.
The math
have
seems
a
to
boss.
work.
If we didn't have a what?
If I didn't have a boss that's very strict on the 0 alcohol tolerance thing.
Oh man,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah,
He's kind of stuck with that 0, huh?
All right. Well, y'all have a great night.
All right.
You,
You as
brother.
well.
Thank you.
We'll talk to you soon.
Okay.
Adios. So I guess it's safe to say that we enjoy the 9+% beers very much so.
I think so.
Yes,
You guys
sir,
only
we
did
do.
one now. This is my second.
I'm still on numero uno.
Yeah.
See, I've got still half a glass left. Oh no, that's not half a glass anymore. Shit.
I got a third left.
No, really, Crunch only did like a third because he took one bottle, split it between 3 people, which is kind of weak.
And then he opened that Rodenbach.
Yeah.
Don't
See,
get me started on Rodenbach.
Oh god, here he goes.
Have you had them before, Jordan? You not a fan,
Rodenbach.
or?
I've had it many times. My blood is basically a Rodenbach. I love it. I love it.
So if you're still watching this video at this point in time, congratulations. We appreciate that.
Yeah.
This is going on almost this is going to be close to 2-hour video right now.
Anytime you bleed a brewery, that's a good thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Actually, 2 hours isn't much.
Not for Canadians on beer reviews.
Well, you know what the funny thing is? I was on the one, like I mentioned earlier, I stopped in on the one out of England, and I was watching it some. I was working, so I couldn't get on while I was working. And then went for a couple of hours, and I finally jumped in. I could only stay for a little bit because I had to go to dinner with the wife, but they were still going. By the time they were done, it was like 3.5 hours long. So
Holy moly.
I don't think I've ever seen one that long before. I mean, I know they're out there probably.
How about 6 hours and 37 minutes?
On a hangout?
You and the Rhino. Well,
Yeah.
me
Did you
for a
order
bit, but
pizza?
you and the Rhino.
They were talking about obscure Niagara Falls beer laws in Ontario.
Oh, we got obscure with Alberta, and then Niagara, and then we got drinking, and then we got drinking more, and then we got
I mean, if
drinking.
you're 6 hours, you're ordering food in at some point.
You have to.
Dan, you were hungover for like 2 days, weren't you?
Pretty much. I went to bed at 5 a.m. Well, okay, I shouldn't say I went to bed. I stumbled upstairs, tried to play a video game, passed out on my couch, and then I got woken up by the wife at 9 going, "Are you feeling okay?" I'm like, nope, I am not. So she poured me, not dumped me, but poured me into my own bed, where I proceeded to try not to toss my cookies and sleep out the hangover till 4 o'clock in the afternoon.
Ooh.
So needless to say, I should have not gone with the 19% cider I had that night.
Yeah.
You didn't have a cider, did you?
I had beer and then I had a cider afterwards. It was
A cider at 19%?
at
Which
19%.
I've never seen a cider that hot. Maybe I will try them again.
It was from Sea Cider out of BC, and it was a dessert cider is what they call it.
Oh, like an ice wine almost.
I
It was a
know,
good Irish one, yep.
I know they have the Rum Runner rum barrel aged 12% cider, and that sounds
Good.
amazing.
I don't see any ciders out here that high. Have you seen them, Eric, that run that high down here?
You can get some stuff from, I think,
Sam Adams?
Angry Orchard makes these 750 milliliter bottles that can kind of.
The Iceman, Iceman and the Muse. The Iceman is a 10% cider, I think, and it's just huge and beautiful. The Muse is a white wine barrel aged cider, pretty
I
sure.
believe so, yeah.
And, yeah, it's fantastic. 8.5%, and packs a punch.
Yeah, that stuff is owned by I think it's owned by the Boston Beer Company. Out.
Yeah, Angry Orchard is Sam Adams.
I think it's done in Cincinnati, if I'm not mistaken.
Wait a minute, I'm in Cincinnati. I need to find out about this if that's the case.
Yeah. The not the. We're not talking about the stuff that comes in your.
I mean, our plant, Sam Adams, is right off downtown.
I'm not talking about the 330 milliliter or the 12-ounce bottles. I'm talking about a 750 milliliter bottle with a cork and cage on it. Those are the better products.
I just put
Rod. Cincinnati is pretty close to Boston, ain't it? Like an hour or two away.
No.
no.
If that was the case, me and Eric would be going back and forth.
Yeah, at least an hour.
No, we're.
I'm thinking Connecticut. I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I'm in Cincinnati, and I grew up in New Jersey, and that's about a 12-hour drive. And to get up to where Eric's at, it's probably about 15, 16, depending on the highway.
Well, from New Jersey, it's probably closer to that 5 or 6.
Oh, I'm thinking if I cut PA in New York in there, coming from Cincinnati.
Yeah. If you go, depending on where you go in Pennsylvania, you might go through all Amish country and like fields, so it might take you that long.
Yeah. And I might stop for a dresser going through Amish country, so you never know.
Oh yeah. Right.
I was gonna say Rod should meet up with us if he was in Connecticut.
Yeah. I'd like to go back to Canada at some point. I've been to Toronto, so that was nice.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Well,
I am too.
Toronto's like a big New York to us, or another type of New York to us, but
it's a frozen New York full of Eskimos and penguins.
Most of the time.
Well, we went through, I think it was like September, October, when we went a few years back. I ended up seeing Olivia Newton-John, so we were there. They were doing the International Film Festival. We were leaving that last day, and they had some stars that were doing the movie stuff up there, so that was kind of interesting. She still looks pretty young, I mean, to consider how old she was, but it's a nice little city. We went to the museum. The museum was pretty cool. Everybody was so nice up there. Like, a lot of the people, the attitudes are so much different. Like, if you walk around to Toronto versus walking around New York City, like, you don't get that kind of niceness that you got in Toronto.
Well, in one show I watched, I forget which show, but they were making fun of Canadians. This American goes out to Canada, bumps into a Canadian, makes him spill his Tim Hortons, you know.
And I've been at Tim Hortons, so I know what you're talking about.
So the Canadian goes, "Oh, sorry about that, eh? Have some Timmy's on the hoose." It's always the Canadian's fault, even though it's the victim, you know.
I hate to do this, guys. I'm sorry to cut you guys off. I gotta disappear. Speaking of wives and everything, I gotta go pick mine up.
Yeah, be careful there. I know you only supposed to drink half a glass, right?
Hey, I only had half a glass, but I mean, at least our alcohol laws are 0.08 up here, and I'm a very big person, so I got some room.
Hey, I'm big too, so I know that feeling. But it was good to get you on the show, and every Thursday we do this at 8 o'clock. So.
Well, I'll definitely see what I can do. I mean, I wouldn't mind doing that next week. I do have my little whippersnappers, so I got to take care of them first. But the week after, possibly.
Yeah. Well, if you got them, you got beer runners, so that's a good thing.
No, they're not legal enough. Not yet, anyways. When they turn 18, then I do.
Yeah.
Hey Dan, I was gonna say, me and Lee might be heading down there in October, early October. So, wanna do some wicked crazy beer reviews?
Whoa.
Duh. Does a poke shit?
I mean, was that really a question?
I've got one beer saved up for my 1000th review.
Ooh,
and I think you'll dig it. It's like a 17% American barley wine, stuff like that, you know.
Not Four Loko, good.
That's not the heavy one, is it?
No, it's spoiler alert. It's brewery's Pottery.
Ooh, of course it's a brewery.
$50 beer.
Yeah, okay, that's I if I don't have kids or anything, I am down with that.
Yeah,
I
I think
don't have to work the next day.
I think I talked to you about your schedule and stuff, and it does fall on a weekend that you won't.
It does, yes. So.
Yep.
All right. Anyways, I gotta fly before I get my ass handed to me. So.
Yeah, make sure you, Dan, catch up with me on. I don't know if you saw or not, but Rajay Beer Reviews on YouTube. So.
Yep.
I
saw that there.
I'll catch you on Twitter too, so I'll get you out there.
Yeah. Oh, by all means. And I think have I already subscribed for? No, I have not. Now I have. All right. That's the whole great thing about being live.
Well, make sure you go get the wife so you're not in the doghouse tonight.
Yeah. No. Well, I'm cooking her dinner, so she's gonna enjoy it.
There you go.
We'll talk to you guys later. You have a
Bye,
good
Dan.
Have a good one, Dan.
See you guys later.
Yeah.
PK.
All right. Well, this is getting crazy.
Yeah. This is really going down nicely. I could drink another one of these, but I need the other one for the review.
I'm still on number one. And number one, I thought that number
You're
one.
taking baby steps.
Yeah, if anybody is again, if anybody's still watching this, congratulations.
Hey, we have a viewer showing up down there.
All right. Well, thank you, Maria. If that's you, Maria. I assume that's Maria. So hi, Maria.
How do you know it's Maria?
She always watches what's going on in the live beer scene.
Well, Maria can jump in then.
No, but she doesn't have the beer, therefore she doesn't feel like she can jump in.
Well, we're all drinking
Well,
the beer now.
I'm almost done my 11%er here, so.
So you drank the whole thing. Oh, damn.
Yeah,
Well,
Eric, you're the one in baby
Not
pants.
much left.
Uh,
Hey,
Well-
it's cold in Canada. We need to keep warm, you know.
yes, all that blubber in Canada.
Well, I'll go ahead and I'll wrap this since
All right.
we cut this an hour and a half, and we can go overtime on the other stuff. So,
Off air, people. Join us.
thanks for joining us again for another Craft Beer Going Wild. A look at some of the bigger beers. Rod J here in Cincinnati, Ohio.
We got Thomas Metal 75 from the Massachusetts Beer Review channel of YouTube in southern Massachusetts in the United States of America.
And we've got Igor Korkoroth out here in Russia, Mother Russia.
That's a goddamn lie.
Reviewing Under the Influence, Jordan. Check us out at Untapped, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, of course. All the good stuff. Screw Instagram. I don't do Instagram. That's for 14-year-old girls. So yeah, pretty much it.
Well, thanks for tuning in for another show, and as always, you can find me at rodjbeerventures.com. Easiest thing to do. You go into the website, to the right side of the panel, you'll see all the different sites that I am listed at. Everything from Facebook, Pinterest, Twitter, even Instagram, YouTube, everything along those lines. Anything you want to connect on the social media, Untapped. We'll get together.
What
We'll
is your
talk beer.
Untapped, by the way?
Huh?
What's your Untapped?
It's Rod J Beer Ventures.
All right.
Yeah. You about to send it right now? You got me?
Yeah,
So
I'm
what-
gonna add you right quick here.
Okay. I gotta grab my phone now.
No, I'm
To the people out there in video land, thanks for watching again. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. Every Thursday at 8 o'clock we get together and do this.
Eastern.
All new cast just about every time, so the cast keeps growing. You'll want to check in. Next week, Crunch will pick the show. I don't know what he'll pick. Last week he had us doing shandy, so we need to get some real beers this week.
Yeah, maybe we should do Trappist ales.
Right, so tune back in and we'll go from there. Keep drinking good craft beers. Cheers.
Until next time, cheers. And I forget how I say things on my beer review channel. Oh, yeah. Until next time, keep tasting those great beers. Cheers. We will see you soon.
Jordan, you have a sign off?
Piss off, you wankers.
I like it.
All right.